He's motherfucker. I don't even know.
I have a resting sad face, not a resting bitch face.
Donald Trump has been left furious after India's prime minister held hands with Putin at an anti-NATO summit. The U.S. president lashed out at India after Prime Minister Narendra Modi was seen walking hand in hand.
How much time is that? 20 hours? God damn. No, I didn't have enough time to get this glorious skin. I need $15 to get her skin.
Wanna hear a summer story?
Oh, Jafufu.
Junior Wise! Bad news! Really bad! We've got an emergency!
An emergency? Did Shifu give you another mission or something?
No, it's not that! It's Bee Lion! He ran away from home!
Bee Lion? The always following the rules Bee Lion ran away from home? What's the story?
I bumped into him on the street just now. I asked if he needed help with anything, but he was acting all weird and dodgy, rambling on about stuff I didn't understand. He said he came to realize that he's the chosen one, with some unavoidable fate waiting for him. He doesn't want to drag us into it, but intends to break through to enlightenment. Oh, and he also said, "Worry not for me, my young friends."
The entire Gerber explains from top to bottom in case you anything, you don't know who Gerber is, whatever. I was a personal friend of Gerber, so I've only pretty much everything that happened from top to bottom, so I'm just gonna go over it. Gerber is a decently popular content creator on the net. He has like almost 800K, but now he's at 600K for the allegations, so I'm gonna go that. Pretty basic gap talker, you know, just talk up and set up voice about whatever topic he's interested in, you know, he shaved his head, he has an egghead, those kind of whole thing, Gerber's the egg. I originally became friends with Gerber when he had like 30 or 40,000 followers, along with several other creators, you know, CEO, Senden, Zach Laugh, Blue Angel, etc., etc., etc. We also have the good time together. Sexual slapfish. We ended up getting invited there. We all went there, we did a video together, whatever. And Gerber told us the entire time that his name was Gerber. His name was not anything else. His real name was Gerber Yopa. And just after he arrived back, Gerber got a bunch of allegations against him about something named Monte. Saying he had apparently like beat up two girls, you know, choked the girl out. There was 3 other things choking the girl. There was like SA allegations and like hitting up like a 13-year-old or a 12-year-old or something like that. Cheating allegations as well, you know, a whole bunch of other shit, right? And Gerber made a response video saying that his name is not Hunter Montes, it's Gerber, and Hunter Montes now has curly hair, and his hair is growing out in straight, so it's red. Everyone accepted it, they were like, oh, they're lying, it's some other kid, it's not Gerber, you know, whatever. Until about a week later, when the allegations came back, a second round of allegations came over, proving that Gerber was in fact Hunter Montes. And it was that night that everyone was like, just give us on a phone call from Gerber, at this point, Gerber had like this understand. Called everyone and basically said, hey, my name is Hunter Montes. A lot of the allegations are untrue though, like whatever. Young up. He then made a response video on his page saying it was in fact Hunter Montes. However, the allegations were still not true, where he gave evidence that it was self-defense. He never actually hit a girl, that reporting was the girl hitting him when he walked away. That same stuff was untrue. Not talking to her. The only allegation related to is dating back on his girlfriend in high school. He was 15, which people shouldn't forget for because I mean, it was high school. I'm not saying it's okay or right or wrong, like that kind of shit, but clearly, he's never going to here was in the course made a video lying to his audience. And the bunch of their allegations did lie on more stuff
I'm confused.
His reason for lying was that.
So it's basically Plants vs. Zombies? No, I get it.
What the?
What the?
Oh my god, bro. I don't got space for that.
He was bullied a lot. From the bullying, he was going to take his own life at 18. Cerberus Egg was the only good thing he had in his life. They wanted to separate Cerberus Gang. A lot of friends found it weird, but everyone was forgave him except for Angry Asian. The only Angry Asian, he cut him off. He took the girl who claimed that Cerberus had saved her, came out and lied the entire thing. Along with some allegations of racism in there that no one took seriously. A whole bunch of people getting support, a whole bunch of friends, a whole bunch of Not only did he beat his girlfriend, but he also faked trick shots, bro.
Hola, ¿tienen goma?
The girl looked at her father lying in the coffin. She didn't understand what death meant. Suddenly, she ran toward the flower bed outside. Then the girl picked flowers from the garden and came to her father's side. But no matter how hard she tried, she couldn't get them into her father's hands. While everyone else just stood there watching coldly, only Mike stepped up to help her. It turns out that when Mike attended his grandfather's funeral today, he learned from his mother that this girl was actually his mother's half-sister. Mike was instantly shocked. On his grandfather's passing, the question of where the girl would go became a problem. The family elders decided to send the girl to a remote orphanage. Just then, Mike asked the girl if she wanted to come with him. The girl thought for a moment, then tightly grabbed onto Mike's shirt. From that day on, Mike started his life taking care of the girl. But he didn't know it.
Everything here is authentic. Look all you want. Just don't come to me unless you're ready to lie.
I see the future. I don't see it, but I see the future. I don't see it. What? I can't say that word. Pediatric. Google Translate. I can't say that word. Hold on. Okay, pediatric radiology technician. Yeah, that's what I'm gonna study. Pediatric radiology technician. $60 an hour? I get it! I know how to play the game, you know? No. I'm gonna do by all of them. Oop. Excuse me, I wasn't done putting this shit down.
Spend a day with me as a normal person living in New York on about $50K a year. I work in a bookstore, and today I was working the clothing store that I'm picking up every night. Good morning, and every time I thought all the people living so good about the TV.
What's your major? Oh, it's mathematics. Wow, you're so smart. I could never do that. I could not keep having the same conversation. So really, what's your major? Oh, it's mathematics. Wow, you're so smart.
Or did it autobiography be something else? What do you think? That's real puzzle. People are generally curious to make Rainbow information, but also because a better way of showcasing her ego in relation to an autobiography would have been to make her get busy with writing it. About just writing her own life story rather than going out and saving lives. What would have been a better way to get across what this episode's trying to convey here? Oh, I'm going out saving lives, Spike. Could you write my autobiography, please? Or, I'm awesome. The world needs to hear about my personal story. I'm busy writing my autobiography. Saving lives can wait. Her reasoning here seems genuinely reasonable.
Saving lives, stop and right.
Also, Spike has body parts that actually allow him to write with ease, so it makes sense she wouldn't write it. I mean, sure, we see Rainbow Dash signing autographs, but that seems like it'll give you neck pains if you write an entire book like that.
That's why I hired Spike as my ghostwriter.
I like how this mention of a ghost scaring Pinky may be a reference to how we've seen that she's a bit of a scaredy cat when it comes to the paranormal.
The zombie pony?
On multiple occasions, sorta. Which is a cool callback and all, but then impressions of her in the entire show involved her encouraging us to not be scared of those ghosts in particular, as a matter of fact. So, yeah, no, I don't know. I do love how the entire room just goes silent to process Pinky being stupid.
Anyway.
Like, that's so unnecessary, but it's funny. It's probably like the little things like that that make me love the show so much. But on the topic of her fans, it would have been hilarious if one of these ponies donned the Falcon sweater from the last episode. I mean, some of the Rainbow Dash merch these guys are wearing have the design of her concept cutie mark, so an additional Easter egg like that would have been really funny. Not that that's a make or break. Detail by any stretch of the imagination, but it's just that sweater must have ended up somewhere, right? I would hope that Rainbow Dash didn't just throw it out. At least we seem to get a callback that isn't immediately contradictory with this line.
Wait!
Rainbow Dash still wants to feel useful. He goes out looking for things to help, only to cause more trouble than fixing. Very interesting how Rainbow Dash has had near-death experiences 3 episodes in a row now.
She's a hero of fashion. And she's modest and humble. She lets her actions speak for themselves.
We'll come back to all this, but just keep that in mind. For now, Rainbow Dash therefore tries to one-up Ne'er-do-Well by trying to look for problems to solve. sister who's so old, we saw somebody else's sister, even though that's somebody else. But he adopted his child and making this very weird. The fact that we see her with a different child pony here would seem to
Anything I can help you with?
Like that.
About it. I will return with a full catch, Master.
Let's try again next time! Let's try again next time!
sure this is really people ask that, but we'll look back to that later on. Maybe I generate a couple. It's almost sweet to have a couple extra that we have this one. Being that we have that, the activist that we have, but also it seems like we have the privilege to know how to do both sides. Anyway, the name that I scratches up to very well, the big twist is that they were free of them. This building always, that's why I've always thought to sort of breaks people's thinking sometimes if it's very unrealistic or if it makes no logical sense for you to be here and also you're here in one because there's three of them.
It makes you look cute.
Usually summarized with the phrase, I have it, you can use. The metaphor is derived from anecdotal claims of the behavior of bats contained in an open bucket. If a bat starts to time out, it will be pulled back in by the others, ensuring the group's collective demise. The analogous theory of human behavior is that members of a group will attempt to reduce the self-confidence of any member to achieve success beyond others out of envy, jealousy, spite, conspiracy, or competitive feelings in order to halt their progress. It's exactly like what the main six are doing in this episode. It's not like we even hear Rainbow Dash's letter, so it's not like she had any particularly insightful, unique perspective to add about the situation. So as far as we know, she's gonna say the exact same thing Spike just said. So what's the point of this? Poor Spike. I actually like Spike. That's why I said it. I like Spike. This ends so abruptly that who knows what happened to that celebration. Did the main six get back in the costume and the Goldilocks? Or did they just leave the ponies there hanging? Speaking of the lesson, let's take a look at how this episode is remembered. Like I said earlier, this episode was the lowest rated episode on IMDb at the point of its release. So I looked around why for the reason, and I was able to compile the most common arguments by scanning through a bunch of old threads and forum posts about why this episode is not that great. So I'll just relay those along with my own thoughts to strengthen the arguments. But I shall bring up points if I disagree with them if need be.
Your opinion, but I'll make it very clear when it is and when it isn't.
First of all, the main six, more like the main incident.
It's caffeine on a lazy afternoon.
Sometimes stopping to take a break can help you go further.
Accomplishments involving saving babies' lives, by the way. And by doing so, just because they thought she was ego, they pretty much gaslit and betrayed her for all intents and purposes. Furthermore, them doing this makes the episode itself feel like it's negatively portraying you guys for bad, out of character life. Since one could argue that the episode pretty much makes them jealous and mean-spirited rather than being supportive of their friend, and also being the ones to accuse Rainbow Dash of being the jealous one. Now, what I want to say to this is that if the motive of the main six trying to get back at Rainbow Dash was purely out of jealousy and impatience...
Where we go?
Do you want me?
Which alias should I use this time?
For most of them. Because we've seen evidence of most of them exhibiting jealousy or comparison to others.
Is a new case to solve?
So if those were their motives and that was made clear, fair enough. I would have zero problem with this. It's just that the episode tries to tell us that those were not their motives and they're the good guys in the story with million points of gold and set the moral example of the episode. Well, let's just say, I've got a great episode, they weren't motivated by ulterior motives and they genuinely had clear motives and Rainbow Dash was actually inconsiderate and egotistic. Even if the episode literally started with Rainbow Dash going out of her way to step outside of a comfortable position just to help someone. Even that's stupid because that would imply that the prime example of what they're supposed to do in a situation like this is to make people like that feel bad about themselves, even if it results in them becoming depressed and cutting themselves off from socializing. But just to play a little bit of devil's advocate, yes, we're all responsible for our emotions.
A one-of-a-kind, brand new experience.
But the way that we treat the process that is within control. So, yes, I guess it's sort of doing what I've own fault. If her ego is bruised, this is how she chooses to handle things. But the thing is, on the other end of that, her friends have been even checking up on her to see how she's doing. Which brings me back to the original argument. Friends just conspired behind her back and don't even check up on how she's doing mentally. So even if the devil's advocate is true, it's still wouldn't use her friends for like not checking up on her. That's not cool. It's also a common complaint that the main six, instead of directly addressing Rainbow Dash behavior, only to knock it off and get on her nerves, decided to do a whole against superhero persona with its own partner. So this whole thing could have probably been resolved through something along the lines of, I don't know, open dialogue and empathy and understanding. Now, in my opinion, this really had an episode where the characters learned that communication.
Let's ace this stage!
Therefore, the basics are alongside learning communication.
True.
All tapped up! Continue!
You got this, Yuzuha! Show him what you got!
Hey! Keep it down a little!
Yuzuha! You're the best! Are we seriously supposed to talk like this?
Go! Yuzuha, go! Don't ask. She hates it when we're loud. Hey! What are you two whispering about over there? Reload time! Perfect! Come on! Praise me!
She didn't back down from that. Now I feel the better case of her friends going to more extreme degrees with the creation of Meridowell. But the issue is that the episode tries to make us feel bad for Rainbow Dash.
Who am I kidding?
And the fact that I even said it was relatable earlier probably doesn't help too much with getting the dark side with her. And on that note, it could be argued that Rainbow Dash did nothing wrong. Sure, I could argue that Rainbow Dash was acting with this control. But she literally wasn't hurting anybody.
Huh?
She wanted to look up to her. Also, even if she was hurting people, with all the factors that we have in the episode, but it really was unintentional. Her heart was clearly in a place of wanting to save lives. Her friends were putting their friends for really possibly using her back. My original point is that the main six voted for I'm not being labeled, but obviously lots of the episode point for that for me, at least, and sitting a lot of other people, this episode failed to do what it set out to do. But on the positives, there is a lot of things. So this episode is actually still arguable, especially juxtaposition of the previous episode, how Val has literally zero backup points. So you have an episode where they not only appear, but a wonderful voice line that directly impacts the plot is awesome. And I think, of course, for the show, not counting like special secondary characters. Now, this is how world building is. The show is what's going on in their lives. I guess we'll skip the show actually.
I'm feeling pumped!
After we think that. I mentioned this already,
Take my bait! I got something! Nice one! So heavy! Can we even carry it back?
This episode are the citizens of Mordor. They were not an actual hero who owns every single return of Mordor. And someone was pushing a lot of stuff to the point.
Basically, a senior artist at Blizzard now. Yeah, never got started. So I was
figure out. We can only small country. You see this on Congo, everywhere on the Supergirl. Just to get back to the it would have been awesome to see the basics. Side missions, best outcome ready. Yeah, like I had questions that would be a lot of Dragon Ball Z was $19 million. 8 Naruto Logo was $19 million. That is our $24 million. Number 5 is Yaki. $26 million. Number 5 is Honkai Star Rail. Number 2 is Pokemon. Episodes or at least their expansions of it, but what did you think? Do you agree that this episode is like really bad, or do you think it has like some signs of bits or weakness? Very interesting. Which one do you guys think of this episode? So definitely let me know in the comments. Tier 1. Heroin. Perhaps the most dangerous thing about heroin is that addicted don't even know they're hooked and in danger. Most they believe they're living normal lives and that non-users are insane. Heroin is made from partial synthesis of opium flowers found in regions like Mexico, Asia, and South America. It starts out as morphine, but after undergoing a chemical process, it becomes the good stuff. Crack. I mean, the dangerous, really scary stuff. Heroin has been illegal in the U.S. since 1924, but this has done nothing to stop it from gaining popularity in the black market. It is reported that roughly 1.1 million people in the U.S. use heroin yearly. Many people who use heroin prefer to inject it into their body, but some users have been known to snort it or smoke it in a process that's called chasing the dragon. Each method of use has its dangers, but injection poses the greatest risk of overdose and infection from contaminated needles. When injected or smoked, the effect of heroin hits within seconds. Snorting, on the other hand, takes a little longer.
A one-of-a-kind, brand-new experience.
The speed and intensity of heroin highs are part of what makes it so dangerously addictive. The good news is that recovering from heroin addiction isn't impossible. Just ask Steven Tyler. Depending on how old you are, he might be your favorite rock star, or your Anyone and Aerosmith were a pretty big deal back in the 70s. It was so big that between 1979 and 1982, heroin was a thing. Developed heroin addiction and its suffering. This is on show that he was fired for every specific rule that he created. Destructive behavior and other countries found their way up to fall and grace. So what forever do you think of the clean up against get back violent here is worth 2,500 and some with the ability to shift reality and alter your mind. There are around 180 species with mind-altering powers, but who has Manhattan in the middle? Mushroom is the main body of a certain type of fungus, typically produced above ground, on soil, or on its food source. Now, let's talk about magic mushrooms, commonly known as psilocybin. These fungi are the ticket to a hallucinogenic roller coaster that alters your senses and flips your perception of reality upside down. In a single bite, you can fall upon a journey where it's time to stretch it, or dance. Your thoughts are wandering through a mix of wild experiences. Which would normally be the goal if you're into that type of thing. Magic mushrooms might be